สวัสดีค่ะ and welcome back to Edward Insight here on GBN Station. As always, you are now with me, Konkana Ushitpan. I will be giving you weekly updates on Buddhist activities from around the world. Let's get started. Last month, a country coordinator for Peace Revolution Project in Egypt hosted guided meditation to the locals there. She said, "I'm glad to see how Buddhist meditation is helping the people to be more mindful and achieve inner peace and happiness." In 2016, Aya became actively involved in the World Peace Initiative Foundation and Peace Revolution Project when she won a fellowship to participate in a 2-week intensive training. After being an active peace agent and peace coach, she was assigned to become a country coordinator for Peace Revolution Project in Egypt. Peace Revolution Project is a part of World Peace Initiative, an international organization consistently driven forward by highly talented and skilled individuals from every corner of the world who strongly believe in the power of inner peace towards sustainable world peace. Based in Thailand, the Peace Organization now have more than 60 certified mindfulness and meditation trainers all over the world. Global Nonprofit Initiative 84,000, translating the words of the Buddha, founded by the renowned Buddhist Lama, author and filmmaker Dongsa Jamyang Khyentse Rinpoche, has reached a major landmark of 10 years of intensive scholarship, translating and preserving the sacred Tibetan Buddhist canon. To celebrate the occasion and to raise awareness of the profound significance of this ongoing mission, 84,000 also launched a video and social media campaign featuring the voices of Chinese singer and songwriter Lia Dou and British actress Joanna Lumley. 10 years ago, 84,000 set out on a long and winding path to translate into modern languages and publish all surviving canonical texts preserved in the classical Tibetan language, a literary archive of immeasurable wisdom that is on the brink of being lost to the world forever. According to 84,000, less than 5% of the canon had hitherto been translated into a modern language, and due to the rapid decline in the knowledge of classical Tibetan and in the number of qualified scholars, the world is in danger of losing an irreplaceable cultural and spiritual wisdom legacy. This long-term labor of love aims to translate some 70,000 pages of the translated words of the Buddha in 25 years, and 161,800 pages of the translated commentaries on the teachings in 100 years. They will continue their 10-year anniversary program by releasing one sutra each day for 10 days from 8 to 17 June. This program will then conclude with a sutra resounding on 18 June, co-hosted by Siddhartha's intent, in combined in honor of Sagadava and the birthday of Dongsa Khyentse Rinpoche. The author Alison Aubrey from Morning Edition explains 5 tips you can take to push back against the communal anxiety. 1. Plan ahead to feel more in control. 2. Prioritize good sleep. Prior research has shown that well-rested people are better at fending off viruses. 3. Exercise and eat well. There's lots of evidence that daily exercise can help promote feelings of well-being and boost your immunity. 4. Wash your hands. And lastly, she recommends to practice mindfulness or learn to be in the moment. In the article, she also included the interview message from Stuart Shankman, a psychologist at Northwestern University who studies anxiety. If you are taking basic steps to protect yourself and stay informed, that's enough. There's no way to reduce your risk to zero, Shankman says. You could spend all day and night reading headlines, news alerts, or tweets, but this doesn't change your risk of getting coronavirus. Once you're unplugged from the news for a bit, why not try a mindfulness app like Headspace or Simply Being to help you let go of anxiety? We know from numerous studies that mindfulness is very effective at reducing stress and anxiety, Shankman says. Venerable Thaptan Shonyi, a founder of Friends of Saravati Abbey, shared her Buddhist response to the coronavirus pandemic with spokesman. For me, the coronavirus is a powerful teacher about life, death, change, compassion, and resilience. In general, I think Buddhists recognize how the present times call us to strengthen our spiritual practice and deepen our refuge in Buddha and his teachings. The pandemic vividly illustrates a core Buddhist principle that beings are equally subject to birth, aging, sickness, and death, that all beings, physical and mental, are in continuous change, not remaining the same from one moment to the next. Consequently, although we crave stability and pleasant experiences, there is no real security or happiness is fleeting. We are not in control. Reflecting on these truths is not depressing, as you might think. Furthermore, while Buddha didn't teach that things are illusionary, he described how they're like illusions in that, upon analysis, they don't exist in the way that they appear. With proper understanding, this too is a relief. That doesn't mean we just let the entire fright load of ills riding on the back of the coronavirus to trample us. But having accepted the situation, we can do so with a clear mind that's not distorted by the additional grief of rolling. In fact, this is happening. Now with a loving heart, let's see how we can help others, regardless of who they are or what they believe. Our wish is to relieve suffering, no matter who it is. In addition, Buddhists are meditating and praying to calm our own minds and hearts, and to cultivate qualities like love, compassion, wisdom, and skill, so that we are balanced and prepared to bring benefit. Although we call on the assistance of fully awakened beings, we know how we have to do our part too. Prayer is insufficient, action is necessary. We also have to marvel at the kindness that people are showing one another during this difficult time. Many people are reaching out to help others. Think of this kindness of these essential workers who risk their lives, and society is showing its appreciation. Of course, some Buddhists also experience fear and grief, anxiety and regret, outrage and utter heartbreak. I'm not claiming immunity from normal human reactions to tragedy and loss, but Buddha teaches that disturbing emotions are key links in the chain of causes that induce our suffering. So ideally, we draw from his 84,000 teachings to apply the antidotes to our fears. We take this experience onto the spiritual path with confidence in another of the Buddha's core teachings, that liberation from suffering and its cause is possible. With faith and the aspiration to care for every being, we can bring joy into the actions we take to benefit others. And this week, we have special meritorious announcements from all branches of Wat Patthammakaya and Wat Bhuvana Kowloon, Hong Kong. Let's take a look. Wat Bhuvana Kowloon is now accepting funds donation to purchase the new 3,000 square meters permanent building, which serves as a place for the Hong Konger to find inner peace. They have been propagating Buddhism and Dhammakaya meditation techniques to the people in Hong Kong for a decade. During that period, the temple had been under the rental contracts, which terminate every 2 or 3 years. Inconveniently, they must relocate and find new premises. And you can be a part of this fund donation to build a permanent temple where monks and lay devotees there can practice giving, meditating, and observing the precepts without worries. For more information, please contact via line ID XIAONONGMIN. Dhammakaya Temple sincerely invites all great devotees from all over the world to perform great donations on offering the supporting monastery fund of Wat Patthammakaya branches worldwide. For the North America region, please contact via line ID 211-218. For the Europe region, please contact via line ID RUTHAI-RUT. For the Oceania region, please contact via line ID PHRAARTHUR. And for the Asian region, please contact via line ID PM.RUNGSAN2539. Over these past few weeks, Venerable John has been giving us many meditation tips, and today he will be teaching us about 3 mental viruses that can make us happy.
Everyone wants to be happy, but there is no need to search anywhere. Today, I want to share a simple tip to make you feel happier. All you have to do is to remove unhappiness from the mind. There is something called unhappiness in the mind, which we know in different names, such as mental defilements, mental impurities, or mental viruses. If we compare a human to a computer has 2 things, hardware and software. The body can be compared to the computer hardware and the mind the software. The software can be infected with viruses, and when it is infected, the computer doesn't work properly. Likewise, the viruses in the mind cause the mind to dysfunction, and there are 3 major kinds of them. Number 1, craving. Craving is basically a simple feeling of I want this. Everyone has had this feeling sometimes before, right? But usually craving gives us unhappiness. When we have a feeling like I want this, but I don't want anyone else to have it. I like this guy and I don't want anyone else to have him. Or I like this girl so much and she has to be my girlfriend and no one else can ever talk to her. This is how craving turns into greed, which is more harmful to the mind. Another scenario to elaborate how craving controls the human mind could be like, this is my dress and this is the latest fashion and now I wear this to my work and there's another woman who wears exactly the same dress. How are you going to feel? Are you going to feel overjoyed that yes, this is very nice dress and the lady wears exactly the same dress as I wear today and that's great? Or are you going to feel something like, what? I drove 30 kilometers away just to get this dress on a day that has very special discount, so I can get it very cheap because it's the latest fashions, because I wanted to look marvelous in the dress so everyone else can see how beautiful I am. But what about her? Why is she wearing exactly the same dress? This is called greed, isn't it? Oh, I just got a new car a few months ago and there is a guy who got a bigger and better car. I wanted to have that car as well. This is how craving turns into jealousy. They work the same way but give more harm to the mind. This virus actually makes us feel like I want more. I want to have everything all by myself. I feel like I don't have enough. My happiness depends on that thing. The more I have, the happier I am. Second, anger. Frustration and anger are usually triggered when we want to have things under our control but we can't have that. Or when we don't want to face a scenario but we have to keep facing it. Many of us may have in a scenario like, I don't want to be stuck in the traffic, but now I'm driving on the road with so many cars, I'm going to be late for sure. We will normally feel a little frustrated and displeased in this situation. But if the frustration grows into being annoyed by a reckless driver and you want to do something so they stop their stupid driving, that frustration develops into anger, which is more harmful to the mind. The deadly anger is triggered when someone makes you feel embarrassed or defeated you in a competition and you want to take a revenge. Your mind is now harmed by a poisonous string that ties you and that person together until you can forgive and let go. Third, delusion. Delusion can be scenarios like you thought you knew something but you knew nothing. You thought you knew everything but you knew only a part of it. Your view of something is incorrect or you misunderstand the context and you don't know that you don't know or you can't bring your mind to accept that your view is incorrect. Delusions is the cause of this. Suppose there's a reality that people don't want to accept, so they prefer to live in their own world because they don't want to accept the truth. Because accepting the truth hurts them, or by accepting the truth, they're going to lose something. They're going to feel sad, they're going to feel in trouble, so they prefer to live in misunderstanding. As a result, they are in the delusional world, and this is in their own mind. We are being challenged every day by situations that are not under our control. The mind that isn't prepared can lose its strength and becomes weaker and will be controlled by those viruses. When your mind is being controlled by craving, by anger, by delusions, you will think a lot in the way that you can't control your thoughts at all. What does it think about? I want to have this. I want to hit that person right to the face, or I'm right and they're wrong. There are three main remedies to win over the viruses. First, practice generosity by sharing with others. When you share resources, time, and knowledge, you win over craving. Second, practice loving kindness and forgiving. When you forgive someone and feel love instead of hatred, you win over anger. Third, practice meditation and the right will. When your mind is clear, you learn to accept the truth. That becomes clearer. You win over delusion. Unless you can win over them for good, they might come back and challenge you the whole time. So this is what we have to do every day to make our mind stronger amidst the turbulence of the fast-changing world.
Thank you so much, Venerable John. And don't forget to like and subscribe to his YouTube channel, Mind Stories. Let us end at prayer insight with the Lord Buddha's Dhamma quote. As a great flood carries away a sleeping village, so death seizes and carries away the man with a clinging mind, doting on his children and cattle. For him who is assailed by death, there is no protection by kinsmen. None there are to save him, no sons, nor father, nor relatives. Realizing this fact, let the wise man, restrained by morality, hasten to clear the path leading to Nibbana. And that's it for our Advare Insight this week. Make sure you check out all episodes of our Advare Insight news program on our website, gbnus.com. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful week. สวัสดีค่ะ